Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Show. My name is Akeisha. Well, it's the Daily with Akeisha, not the Daily Show. That already exists somewhere else. It is episode 8. I missed one episode because I made a $1,600 mistake. um, I'll share that with you in just a second. But I am very glad to be here, very glad to be up and moving today after yesterday's not so fun day. If you are joining me for the first time or if you're returning, hi and welcome. My name is Akeisha. I am a Canadian girl that now lives her life here in Mexico, currently in Puerto Vallarta. And I do many things to make my life the way that it is. I'm a big believer in everything in your life you create, which is very funny because this $1,600 mistake was totally my making. And I had to learn this mistake in a very not so fun way. So I believe we create our lives with what we feel, what we believe in, what we're going for, what our limiting beliefs are, what our, amplifying beliefs are, whatever it is, we are creating everything and everything is a win or a lesson for us. I create my life here in Mexico with my husband. And to do so, I'm an Arbonne independent consultant, a fascial stretch therapist, and a access bars facilitator, amongst many other things. My goal here in this life is provide value for people to help them expand their worlds. And part of expanding my world is showing up here. I've given myself the 2023 challenge of showing up live on YouTube. So if you're watching this, amazing. And you can also listen to it on the podcast. If you're listening to this on the Daily with Akeisha podcast, amazing. You can also go over to YouTube and watch them in video form if that suits your boat also. I just know for me, I love listening to things on podcasts. So I always appreciate when a coach or someone I follow translates their things from video form, be it on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and it transforms it onto some sort of like listening platform. I really appreciate that. So I try and do it here as well. So I wanted to give my task this year and challenge this year of showing up in a space where I can just be me and share what's going on with, not having to fit it into 3 seconds, 5 seconds of an Instagram reel or a live on Instagram that, I just don't connect that way. I connect a little bit in longer form. I love having these chit chats and I love offering something I think someone can find value in anything. So I hope these provide value and contributions to your life. So today's little share moment, I guess, is not I guess, I've chosen to share this, was my recent trip to the ER here in Puerto Vallarta and the importance of having medical insurance. And you're going to be like, well, yeah, duh. I was like, yeah, duh, I've got medical insurance. Turns out I never did. Turns out I bought trip protection, which I honestly have no idea how that even happened because they make it so easy on the website that I was getting my travel insurance from for years to pick travel medical, something else, and then trip protection. Like trip protection is like something you get, like it's like an add-on. Like I was like, how did I mess this up? Apparently, I messed it up. Oh, thanks, Carly. You're joining live. Yay. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. So I thought I had medical insurance and then turns out I didn't. And I was like, great. Um, very grateful for the position we are in that we have credit cards and that money is like, it's a loss. Definitely going to have to work that off. But it wasn't like a massive nothing bigger happened, which could have totally racked up a much larger bill. What happened was I woke up in the middle of the night, my poor husband, his birthday night. I was like, I woke him up 2:30 in the morning in just like searing pain. And what happened was I got a flash, like extreme, an IUTI. Females were very used to this. We know what to do when we're, having intercourse and stuff, go pee afterwards. And there was a couple days where I'm like looking back now where I'm like, I didn't do it a couple times. And I got this like little, yeah, I know, Carly, no, right? So I got this like little like the little irritation when you went to the washroom like a week ago, and I was like, okay, we'll see what this is. Thought I dealt with it. Nope, because like a week later, it came back full force, and I was just in like shearing pain. I was dizzy, nauseous, like couldn't stand up to walk. And I just like woke up my husband. I was like, "You gotta take me to the hospital." Thank goodness our hospital is 210 meters away. We totally drove. I was in no walking condition, and I ended up being in the hospital until 8 o'clock in the morning with IVs, a drug that's similar to morphine, but like kicks your ass so much harder, and or my body reacted to it. So we got my pain under control, we got me on the medications. I hate taking pharmaceutical drugs, like, hate them, but when it gets to a certain point, I was like, "Okay, well, I have to take something in this moment, so this is what I have to have." And, it was the next day that really kicked me, like, so when I got home I thought I could sleep off the painkillers and be okay, but it knocked me out so hard that I was a vegetable yesterday and I could not show up live and share and be a contribution. I was literally like face down in the bed, just asleep for hours. I'd get up, try and like move around or drink something, and I'd throw that up and then I'd go back to bed. So I was just like out for the count yesterday. So this morning when I could like sit up and chit chat, and I called my homeopath, or we had a phone session today, and I called her. I was like, I need some help. I need some guidance. This is how my body is. I don't want to take this. What's the alternative? So where she's got me on some things to help me alleviate some of the body stressors that I'm going through at the moment, and also help me for preventative, because we are in also a climate where UTIs, yeah, I can kind of get them kind of anywhere. That we're just in an environment with our water and with, swimming, you are a little bit more prone to them. And then if I'm having like stress, which moving is into a different country is no shortage of stressors. Being in the position we are right now, living, there's no shortage of stressors. So she was saying that sometimes the body will keep that, and it seems like your body's experiencing little like hits of it, but you're not like clearing them out when you get them. And so when you compile that with the stress and you compile that with just like a little bit of an infection, and then you don't address it, and you don't have to address it with pharmaceuticals. There's other ways to address just like clearing out your system. It's going to build up, and this is what happened. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So my $1,600 mistake was not having medical insurance and having to pay the beautiful hospital that money. We now have medical insurance. We figured that all out, and very grateful. Definitely was an expense that I thought I took care of before coming to Mexico. Now it is an incurred expense now. So that's really fun to navigate, and also trying not to be in worry of that. It is just like part of life, and money always shows up, money always does, and we are not, struggling by any means. And so we can we can do this. But it was just, yeah, if you are questioning, nah, I don't ever need medical, you literally can end up in the hospital with a bladder infection, and that's going to cost you however much that's going to cost you, because depending on where you are, like prices change, right? Be it in the States or be it in Thailand or whatever. So definitely something to double cross off the list. Make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are dotted, and then what you're getting is actually what you require to get. So yeah, that is my little share of the day. I'm just going to check the messages here on the live board. What are the things you can do that are not the pharmaceutical stuff? Okay, so yeah, there's uh so you can take, it's called Anton I'll have to I'll put this in the comments. I'll put these, 2 things you can take. They're, homeopathic, and one is a natural thing that helps clear out if you're getting that little, like, tingle of, like, that burning sensation. There's also baking soda and a little bit of water. You just drink that, and that can help flush things through. So if you've been in some, like, murky waters, or you can pee after, having sex, you can drink some water with some baking soda, and that will help clear out the system. So it's not letting yourself get to the state of a full blown infection. And then there's are things that you can treat blood infections with that aren't pharmaceuticals. And for that, I would refer you to your naturopath or a homeopath. And they have remedies that they give clients when they get these infections. Like we would go to like a clinic and the doctor would give us like a pharmaceutical drug. If you go to your naturopath or homeopath, they should be able to give you, um, especially a homeopath, which is a complete science in and of itself, that is full of remedies. They, for centuries, have treated things like this and very effectively. So now I have a homeopath and now I know who to contact. And so she's giving me things to, keep on in the preventative side. And if I ever get the feeling that, okay, something is coming on that I'm not quite able to like get rid of, then I can contact her directly and she can hook me up with the remedies that I require. So if you have a homeopath, a naturopath, reach out to them, especially for preventative measures. Things like this can be you can prevent them from getting worse, which I think is amazing. But yeah, that's my little share. That was why I missed a day. I was very sad. But then Clayton's like, babe, you're like, you can't even smile, let alone sit up for 7 seconds before having to lay back down. You're in no shape. Like the world does not need you. And I was like, I know. But it's just like that commitment to myself. So I'm going to sign off now, wrap that up. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. my time is now Mondays. So if you're a business owner, I will plug this. Mondays at 10 to 11 is Power Hour with me on Zoom. You can message me directly and I can send you the Zoom link. It's anyone with a business of any sort that just wants to be connected with someone else who's working on the business for an hour. You get to pick anything that you need, whether it's like you kind of like off the camera, taking photos, or you're editing, or you're, writing out copy, or you're putting things together, like whatever that task is for that hour, you can do. You're with me virtually, and you're with anyone else who's joining that day. And we're doing that every Monday from 10 Central Standard Time. So 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So we'll be doing that on Monday. So tomorrow I'll probably come up here live around 11. So if you want to join me for a call and then live, then I'm back to 10 o'clock for the rest of the month, unless it's a fly day, which I don't think actually. I think all my flying days are in the evening. So I'll be here 10 a.m. sharp every single day. I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know what's landed for you in this episode. And if you have any topic suggestions, please send them my way. And I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday or whatever day you are listening to this. Okay, bye everyone. See ya.